Well, good morning, everyone. And how are you? Once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And on a Monday morning here, love having you come on. And I wish I could say hello exactly as folks put their name up and get their notifications. And I can't do that anymore, but I'm going to say hello to the Trinity, Andrea, Michael, Brahim, because I'm pretty sure they're there. Kevin, is Kevin still out east and traveling? And we want to say hello to him. I call him sort of the mayor of the Martin Clinic Facebook group. And Yolande and Georgie and Doc McEwen. And here, I'll go through a little list here. Nick from our staff, Deb, Milika, Madeleine, Donna. I know we got 2 or 3 Donnas. We appreciate you guys. Georgie, Nellie, Nativity, Carrie from Nebraska, Maria, Helga, Herma, Fran, and Marl from Ottawa, Dorothy, Judy, Gail, Marlene, Giovanna, Vinny, Sandra, Mary, Karine, Pat, Frida, Evangeline, Francis, Brandon, Martine, Bruno, Leela, Karen, Dave, Maureen, Marla, Caroline, Crystal, Cecilia. Now, if I missed anybody, and I know I have, put your name up there and say, though, I missed you. Because I'll write it down so I can say hello. And okay, let me just see here. We're going to do some questions. Okay, wait a minute here. Julie's asking, can I drink fresh lemon water? Why not? Yeah, lemon's actually quite good for you. Put a couple of drops in water. I like it. Good for you. No problem. Doesn't, you don't have to, you know me and water. Water's water. I don't want people fooling around generally. Somebody asked me what kind of water I drink. Generally spring water. Okay? If I'm at somebody's place or whatever and they have filtered water, I like spring water because that really is the best water that you can buy. It's got the best pH. And somebody asked the other day about structured water. Did I answer that question? Look, spring water is structured water. Like, you know, I know people buy machines and that. I mean, look, if you want to go and make the investment, I'm not going to stop you from doing that. But I don't buy it, guys. I've been around a long time. I saw every machine that you can name. And you know what? I never bought it in terms of the science. I think just... Look, like I said, I've proven it to, you know, tens of thousands of patients that were dehydrated, had no idea that they were missing water, got them to drink 2 liters of water a day, minimum, 64 ounces, and they found, just like I told them, you want to feel better? You're going to see the difference. You got 60,000 miles of blood vessels around in your body. Make that water move. Flush. You want to do a flush? Drink water. Your kidneys, Niagara Falls. Drink water. Flush out the toxins. Your kidneys don't work without water. And only water is water. You can have coffee. You know me. I love coffee. Vitamin C, the real one. Much better, much stronger than vitamin C. I've said that for a gazillion years. But only water is water. I know there's a lot of water in coffee, but that does not hydrate you. It doesn't dehydrate you, but it doesn't hydrate. Water is water. You want to put a little bit of salt in it? Beautiful. A little bit of lemon. I got no problem with that. But you gotta drink the water, okay? Let me see. Okay. Are hydration products as effective as plain water? No. Hydration products put electrolytes in water, okay? And I mean, look, electrolytes are good, okay? I'm not saying they're not. But again, be careful. Like a lot of people just drink electrolyte drinks and they got artificial stuff in there and whatever. Don't do that. Your body doesn't treat that as water. Okay? They're asking the question. Oh, I see my face there. I'm looking at my iPad. But I don't see anything scrolling by, even on my iPad. Okay? I don't know why. Okay. Let me just see. There was a couple of questions that I didn't get to on Friday. Let's see if we can do that. And I got a couple of studies I want to talk to you about. Okay. Vera, my A1C is 5.6. Okay, a little bit high. That's not extremely high, but it's a little bit high. I like 5.4 or less. Okay. I do not eat sweets and very little carbs. Good for you. You're doing the right thing. My CRP is 1.1. A little high. CRP, C-reactive protein, that's an inflammation marker, should be at 0. Cortisol is good. Okay. How do I reverse my A1C? Well, keep up the good eating. First thing you do with A1C, it all has to do with food. So, I'll guarantee you one thing, Vera, you and carbs don't get along. Now, you can have some fruits and vegetables, okay? I'm not saying that. But you and breads and pastas and noodles and anything like that, you don't get along, okay? Your A1C is telling me that, okay? So what do? Well, just keep doing what you're doing and maybe even cut down on the carbs even lower. You're not in danger zone, but still, 5.4 A1C. You know me, how much I love A1C. I'm actually thinking of doing this week. I mean, I think we're gonna do a session on why I love A1C. Okay, I really do. And again, I love looking at blood work. I looked at blood work for years and years and years and years. And I sort of got my take on blood work. And if you want to know about that, you get my book, Sun, Steak, and Steel, in the chapter there about the 8 blood tests that I like and how you can interpret that blood work. And you'll see a test there called A1C, which is glycated hemoglobin. How do you glycate hemoglobin? Sugar. Sugar glycates, meaning attaches to, hitches its wagon to your hemoglobin, which is a protein in the middle of your red blood cell. And it ages the red blood cell. Well, your red blood cells are always being reproduced. They only last 3 or 4 months. And you get brand new ones all the time. But you can measure your sugars by doing an A1C, a glycated hemoglobin. I love it. One of the best tests around is A1C. Okay? But we'll go into that in a little bit more detail. This week, I'm looking at it. Okay? Tamar is asking about any filtration systems. She says, I know Brita is a joke. Is it? I guess you can get better ones for sure, okay? If you're going to drink tap water, make sure it's filtered. There's just too much crap in there. Okay? There's too much crap in there. I don't recommend drinking tap water. I really don't. Okay. Okay. And better ones. Well, you know what? You guys scroll there. Put up some better filtration systems that you like. Okay. And you'll get your answer tomorrow from there. Okay. Wendy, I am a hypothyroid and just heard of the tryptophan issue concerning the thyroid. What does this mean for consuming proteins and protein powder? Well, Wendy, I wouldn't get too uptight about tryptophan and the thyroid. Tryptophan, if you eat, where do you get the most tryptophan? Okay? Turkey. So when you have turkey, you feel a little bit more tired after, right? But I don't know if it's the turkey and the tryptophan, or the fact is when you're having that big turkey dinner, it's all the carbohydrates you're eating. I don't know how much it is of just, if you were just eating turkey, I don't think the tryptophan would affect you in any negative way at all, including your thyroid. I read this. I don't even know if I've read studies. I've read, this was years ago, tryptophan and be careful with it. Nah, I don't buy that. And for your thyroid, Wendy, nah, I don't buy that. I'll tell you what kills your thyroid, sugar does. I'll tell you what kills your thyroid, too much estrogen and not enough progesterone. I'll tell you what kills your thyroid is your cortisol. It's way too high. Well, that robs your progesterone. I'll tell you what kills your thyroid, a fatty liver. When your liver is all gummed up, because that's where T4 is made into T3, mostly in the liver. And if you have leaky gut, that'll kill your thyroid. Tryptophan and thyroid, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I haven't seen it enough. No, I don't buy it. I think you're eating crappy carbs and sugars. Now you're really affecting your thyroid gland. And I've cleaned up thousands and thousands of women, especially their diet, got them to become eggs, meat, and cheese people, and watched how much their hormones improved. It's incredible. Okay? I'm not saying I never used any supplements or whatever, no. But you always have to start with the diet. You got to eat, start there. Start with the diet. Clean up that diet. I'm not saying cut out all your carbs. I'm saying cut down on your carbs. Your plate, protein and fat in nature, the way God gave it to you. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Okay? And then, yeah, you can have some fruits and vegetables, except if you're on a 30-day reset. Because the reset is really a reset. Getting rid of insulin resistance and lowering all your markers of inflammation. Lowering your A1C. It works. Increasing your HDL. It works. It works. Emptying your liver. It works. Stimulating the thyroid gland. It works. Cleaning out the kidneys. It works. Sugar destroys kidneys. Protein does not destroy kidneys. Now, too many vegetables and people living on that, and then they get oxalates. That is hard on your kidneys. Oxalate stones. 75% of all stones in the kidneys, kidney stones, are oxalate. People that live with the pyramid, the food pyramid, upside down. Because they bought the lie of grains and fruits and vegetables being better than meat, eggs, and dairy. cheese, butter, good dairy. Greek plain yogurt, good dairy. Okay? Now, you got it? That's what kills the kidneys. And the other 25% of kidney stones are uric acid. Now, I talk about that. Now, I talk to you about A1C and how important A1C is. I'm very, very big. As a matter of fact, I've added this to the list of metabolic syndrome, how to diagnose it. Look at your uric acid levels. Doctors look at uric acid for what? Gout. I look at uric acid for metabolic syndrome. I add it to the list because everybody makes uric acid, but if your uric acid levels are high, it's part of metabolic syndrome. The kidneys are not flushing it out and it accumulates in the body. Uric acid. Okay? 25% of all kidney stones are uric acid, 75% are oxalates. And people that get kidney stones are usually, if they're drinking juices, fructoses, and soda and whatever, they're a lot of their kidney stones are uric acid. The kidneys accumulate. Okay? Good question there. Okay? And let me just get back to that. Okay? That was Wendy. I don't know how I got on that whole diatribe, Wendy. Protein powders, I got no problem with. Like the best protein powder, guys, is bone broth. That's the best. Why? Collagen. Highest source of collagen protein is in bone broth. Okay? Shannon was asking me where I get my spring water. I buy it. I never thought, okay? You got to understand, a kid born in 1952, me, okay? If you'd have told me in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, okay, you're going to buy water, you're kidding me. Buy it? Yeah, you're going to buy it. What? My sports drink was drinking out of a hose. Okay? On those hot summer days. Crazy. I played a lot of competitive hockey. Did we even have water bottles? I don't think so. Okay? Now, I know I'm aging myself. Anyway. Okay. Oh, Herma is asking a question here. Came off chemotherapy at the end of March. Okay, Herma. Is there a supplement that you can have to lower my estrogen? Yeah, get on the menopausal formula. Why? It's got DIM in it. And eat flax seeds. DIM. Okay, because they put you on anastrozole, which is to lower your estrogen. You obviously had estrogen receptive breast cancer. All breast cancer is receptive to estrogen. You heard it here at the Martin Clinic. You heard it here at the Doctors In podcast. All cancers are receptive, not only breast. All cancers are receptive to estrogen. Why? Estrogen's a growth hormone. All cancers are receptive to insulin. Why? Insulin is a growth hormone. Okay? I'm not saying estrogen's bad. It's not, unless it's too high. Right? And we live in a world that's dominated by estrogen. It's everywhere. Every chemical, we call them xenoestrogens. They fuel cancer because estrogen is a growth. That's what makes a woman a woman. Why are they more beautiful than men? True or false? It's true. Well, because they got estrogen. So am I against estrogen? Of course not. It's when it dominates. Now it's dangerous. Every cancer. I don't care where it is. Yeah, for sure. More in womanly parts like the breasts and the ovaries and the uterus and all that. Yeah, for sure. But even men, their prostate. That's how men get prostate cancer, because estrogen makes things grow. Testosterone, I know they go after it in men. I don't like that. I mean, I got a different school of thought in my head on men's prostate cancer. Okay? It's estrogen that drives that cancer. Men who become women or have more womanly hormones they should. And by the way, that is the majority of men today. There's so much estrogen around in the environment. It's in everything. And you ain't getting away from it completely. Okay? Okay. Let me see. Did I answer this the other day? Joanne, I can't remember if I answered this the other day. I read the combining L-arginine with pine bark. Yeah, I think I did answer it, right? Yeah, it's good for you. I love L-arginine. Now, you got to take it as a supplement. You can eat L-arginine. Steak has got L-arginine. But I'm not against that, okay? I love pine bark extract, by the way. Okay, you guys know that. Okay, I think I got all the questions here. Let me just see if I have time. I do for, okay, let me just see. Okay, here's some new studies. This is a scary stat. This come out of the CDC, the Center for Disease Control in the USA. 1/3 of American teenagers are pre-diabetic between the ages of 12 and 17. Pre-diabetic. 1/3. Man, if we could stop the presses and everyone stop the world from turning for a minute, and I can get everyone's attention. This, guys, is absolutely incredible. Who would have thought? Now, I've been speaking about this for a long time. On my radio show, in my office, years and years and years, telling kids, you were never meant to consume that much sugar. You don't even realize it. And I used to educate my patients. I educated my audience. I got my audience to read labels way before that was even popular. I remember doing a video with radio audience that we brought to the invited to grocery store, teaching them how to read a label and what to look for. Forget the calories, because that's the food industry. They put up a chocolate bar and then put up something that was good for you, look at the calories. They're the same. Everything in moderation. And look at the amount of sugar they added. And guys, this has been going on now for a long time. And look at the result. Here we are today. And the CDC said 1/3 of American teenagers. And if it's 1/3 in the USA, it's 1/3 in Canada too. 12 to 17-year-olds, elevated A1C. The disaster we can't afford. They talk about taxes and they talk about the economy and they talk about, like our healthcare system, which isn't a healthcare system at all. It's a disease care system. There's no emphasis on prevention. It's all treatment. Well, you know what? We're going broke, guys. And I don't care if you're in Canada or the USA. Like, our deficits are, like, don't you think that might come home to roost one of these days? Well, diabetes, just diabetes. It's untenable, guys. We can't do it. It's so expensive. And here's 1/3 of kids already, 12 to 17. They're just starting out in life. And they got elevated A1C and their blood sugar, it's too high. They start their day with Pop-Tarts and drinking juice. And their sugars are spiking like crazy. The cascade, the downward effect of that it's crazy. And that's just for diabetes, guys. I'm not even talking about cancer, heart disease, which are all connected. Alzheimer's down the road, all connected to high levels of A1C. It's so destructive. Man, it's crazy. 1/3 of American teenagers. I read that and I go, oh, it can't be. Tell me they're wrong about that. I know they're right, but tell me it's wrong. I can hardly stand it. I've dedicated my life to telling people to get off that sugar wagon. If you do nothing else, so destructive. Anyway, okay. I better stop. I'm getting excited. Okay, we got a great week, guys, coming up. If I didn't say hello to you today, okay? I'm laughing at myself because I can't see anything anymore. But if you want me to say hello, I don't want to miss you. Because I appreciate our audience that can come on live. I realize a lot of people can't. But we take a minute or two just to say hello to folks. I miss that. I miss my family. Okay, the Martin Clinic private Facebook group. Okay, guys, we love you, love you, love you. And we'll talk to you soon.